Hi, I'm Justin Wink, Ph.D., and you're listening to the Engineering Emotions and Energy Podcast. Are you ready to bust burnout, pursue your passion, have more time, money, energy, and relationships you actually love, including the relationship with yourself? If so, then this podcast is for you. I'm a best-selling author, coach, consultant, speaker, and a leader in transforming people's lives from living in fear, obligation, and guilt to living a life of joy, ease, and love. What's most important is that I can teach you all this in a way that's enjoyable, easy, fast, and can actually last. Let's begin. Welcome to the show. Today, talking about what can Engineered to Love do for you? That's right. Engineered to Love is my now best-selling book about going from success to fulfillment using practical tools to relax, recharge, and reconnect. It's already got 8 5-star reviews on Amazon. And I already sold out of the initial amount of paperback copies that I bought because I was going to places and people would just, find out I had the book and the topic and they're just like, I want a copy. So I already had to buy some. So you can still go to Amazon, get your own copy and paperback and hardcover and also that ever affordable ebook. And so this episode, you might be going like, what's the big deal? What's this book about? What can it do for me? And I think the best way to answer that question is to let my listener get to hear the audio from the launch event. So May 5th, 2023 at 5 p.m., it's 555, which if you're an engineer in electrical engineering like I am, you might know that the 555 has a little bit of a special meaning. And then just, 3 numbers in a row is fun as well. So I had a launch event and explained a lot of the value from the book, even had some great experiences. So if you listen to this, you're going to get to feel amazing and wonderful, which is really what this book is all about. So if you're like, okay, is this worth it? Is this going to do something? You're going to know from this episode that, yeah, it can, or you're going to be like, nope, not for me. So you're going to know for sure. I also answer some Q&A. I do a reading, and there ends up being some fun special guests who pop in to talk about the book from their perspective. So this isn't just me telling you this is a good book. There might be some other people letting you know their experience as well. And I definitely would like to know what your experience as well. So feel free to drop in on my social media. It's Justin Wink, PhD on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. So yeah, I would love for you to, comment or just send me a direct message and let me know. So one funny thing about this special was about the first 2.5 minutes, the audio was not going out at all. So like many things in life, when they first get going, there can be some stumbling blocks, some challenges, yet it's how you handle that. And me and my team that was helping support, we adapted and we ended up having what I believe is a phenomenal show, which you're about to experience. So with that, thank you and enjoy finding out what Engineered to Love can do for you, because ultimately you are engineered to love. Oh, and one more thing, there is mention about the special launch pricing through the audio. That is no longer available. That was only for that launch weekend. Yet the value of this book is phenomenal, less than a cost of a cup of coffee, at least where I am here in California. You can get the ebook. The paperback's also phenomenal value. So definitely don't let that stop you. You're going to get way more than you spend. I just put a lot of love for you. So enjoy. That's it. Okay. So that's fun. We're doing this live. We're figuring this out as we go. Much is life. And so make sure to come get the book. I think the links are going there. And let me know your questions, your comments, because later we're going to be doing some answering those questions. I got my friend Abe here. He's going to be doing an interview of me. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the book. I'm going to do a reading of the book. And we also have a lot of wonderful testimonials from people that have already had a chance. A few select people gave some early access to, and they were able to, put down what they thought. And so far, they're loving it. They're like, it's a hit. I thought it was just me that loved it, but turns out other people love it too. And I know you're going to love it as well. So one of the things I want to make sure is you guys get a chance to experience what this book is all about. So I want to start before we really get into too much else, before we get to the first testimonial, is I want you to have a chance to relax. And you might be wondering, like, why relax? Because it's actually the most powerful state that you can be in, because you have not just your mind, which probably gets way overworked way too much, but you also have your emotions, your body, and possibly beyond to inform whatever it is that you want to do. And you might even be able to get in touch with your inspiration and have some great ideas. So if you can, I want you to be somewhere where you can be comfortable. So if you're driving or you can't close your eyes, safety first. But if you can, the next level is close your eyes down, and we're going to do something called box breathing that has been popularized by the Navy SEALs. So if it works for them, it's probably going to be able to work for you. So it's really simple. We're going to ease in, because I like to ease into just about everything. There's no need to go from 0 to 60 in 0.2 seconds or whatever ludicrous speed is. We're going to do it at loving speed. And so eventually we're going to get up to doing counts of 4 with inhaling, holding the breath, exhaling, holding the breath. But for now, I want you to just do a simple just inhale, hold, exhale, hold, inhale to 2, hold to 2, exhale to 2, hold to 2, inhale 2, 3, hold 2, 3, exhale 2, 3, hold 2, 3, inhaling 2, 3, 4, holding 2, 3, 4, exhaling 2, 3, 4, and then just come to your normal breathing and notice your thoughts, notice your feelings, notice that body. Without judgment, just notice it. I know I feel even more relaxed just having taught that. And I can feel the stillness in the room right now. So I'm hoping you're feeling that sense of calm, that ease, that focus that can allow you to do whatever it is you want to do that much better. This really is an incredibly powerful state of being. So this is just some of the power that this book has that, if you haven't bought it yet, please go buy it now. But don't just take my word for it. So now we're going to listen to a little testimonial from Tyler.
Hi, I'm Tyler. I'm from New Jersey, and I first met Justin because he was giving a seminar on a letter to your future self. And my friend had invited me along, and I said, why not? I'm looking for a way to improve my life. I thought that I had reached the end of an era. I didn't know what else to do. Although after going through it, I realized that it is exactly what I needed, and I have a long way to go. One of the things that surprised me about this book is the accessibility and how simple the exercises are. Literally, it's just like body weight calisthenics. You can pick it up at any time, and you can apply it anywhere, in anything. One of the most powerful techniques that you have in this book is he describes the letter you're going to craft to your future self, which leads you to this visualization of what you'll do in 5 years. I've already accomplished those things in 1 year time span. So powerful. And the identity installation questions, which he guides you through how to do them. Those are incredibly powerful just by asking one simple word, which is why. Not to give it away, I'd say this book is an anthology of Justin's best work. And it really shows in the writing. He brings a lot of personal details. And it's very relatable. Highly recommend that you read this if you definitely feel stuck and you want to do something more with your life.
One of the reasons I wrote the book in the first place, because I wanted more people to get out of feeling stuck, feeling burnt out, feeling like, what am I supposed to do next? Or maybe they had things that they wanted to do. And we got somebody coming in here. It's very interesting. But yeah, I mean, are there some things that maybe you've been wanting to do that you'd like to have happen in the 5 years, or maybe it's been 5 years and nothing's happened yet? Like, wouldn't you like to, within a year, go, man, I got most of the stuff that I want to do in 5 years within 1 year? That's the kind of stuff that I bring in the book. And to do that for people like Tyler, for you, and for a lot of the other people, that's why I wrote the book. Because as much as I'd love to work with everybody, I can't. So that's one of the reasons why it's on sale now, just 99 cents. So, go click one of those links, get the book. I'm working on asking and telling and saying, what are good ideas? This is a good idea to get this book. So yeah, I'm just really happy that Tyler's had so many good results, and the other people that have used these exercises in the book have really gotten good results. Because let's face it, it just sucks to work hard and feel like you're not getting anywhere, and just be like, when am I ever going to make it, or when am I going to actually be happy? So we got one more testimonial that would like to play for you. So we're going to hear from Leanne, who's actually monitoring the comments right now, helping out. So let's hear what Leanne has to say.
Hello, my name is Leanne Romine, and I'm a good friend of Justin's. I'm also one of his mentors, and we've worked closely together for, almost 2 years now, I believe. I just got done reading the book, his Engineered to Love book, and I got to tell you, I'm just completely emotional about how vulnerable and giving and loving he is in this book. It's packed full of actionable things you can use that are life-changing, literally life-changing. It's changed his life, and I know it can for you as well. I think the one thing, though, that I like the best is using the identity installation questions rather than just affirmations. Really, really powerful. Great job, Justin. Love the book.
You mentioned it. Basically, it's using the word why in a very skillful way that presupposes that you're going to get exactly what you want. So, why is it going to be so easy for you to purchase this book on Amazon right now using one of the links that's in the chat or the comments? And why are you going to get such amazing results from it? Now, it's time to do a little book reading. So, we've got the fireside. We're going to do a little fireside book reading. So, cozy up, get snuggly, and let's see what's going on in Engineered to Love. Well, from the introduction, I had accomplished everything I had set out to accomplish in my life. I had checked all the boxes for success, and yet I was both depressed and terrified. If I didn't feel happy and fulfilled now, when would I ever? This was the feeling I had on December 23rd, 2015, when I had just closed on the purchase of my home. This was my crowning achievement after 5 years of hard work for a major and prestigious tech company, Intel Corporation, where I was a technical expert and making great money after finishing my Ph.D. in electrical engineering. I was in the best shape of my life. I had been living with an amazing girlfriend that I would eventually marry. We had a dog and would eventually get a cat. I was a certified yoga teacher. I meditated. I was funny, nice, and my mom thought I was handsome. On paper, I had it all. I should have been feeling like a kid getting all his Christmas presents early, but instead I felt like the naughty boy who had gotten a lump of coal. Inside, I still felt empty, broken, sad, alone, not enough. I had worked my ass off to the brink of burnout to get to this point. Everything I'd set out to accomplish, I had accomplished. And for what? For what end? To feel like shit? I had not worked hard enough yet. There had to be more in life. How could I actually be happy and have enough time and money to do what I truly want? How could I be fulfilled? When would I feel like I was enough? Would I ever feel like I'm lovable and deserve to feel a life of joy? If you've read this far, then you're probably relating to these questions and these feelings. And although touching the truth of those questions can feel deeply unsettling and perhaps terrifying, I have good news for you. You can feel happy and fulfilled, lovable, and have a life of joy. Great, you might be saying, but how? Excellent question. This is a book for you. This is a book for people that are tired of doing more of the same and just getting more of the same. If you've done enough of the work hard and someday you'll get their plan and seen it for the bullshit that it is, then this book is truly for you. Let me tell you my opinion on hard work. Fuck hard work. That might go against everything you've ever been taught about how to live your life. What I'm telling you is that most of what you've been taught about how to live your life is a complete and total lie. Who told you the value of hard work? Then ask, how did they benefit from teaching you this? Did it make their life easier? Did it allow someone else to profit from your endeavors? Like most of us, you've probably been kept under the delusion of fog. That's fear, obligation, and guilt. Fear that something bad will happen to you if you don't do what you're told, that there's not enough, that other people are bad and will hurt you, and that you're bad and will hurt others if you don't follow the rules and be a good little boy or girl. Obligation. This is where you should be doing what you're told. You should be doing your duty based on your age, your sex, your occupation. It's just what's been done, and you should do it too. Guilt. It's your fault that all of this has happened. If only you hadn't done something awful in the past, things would be better. So you must strive to make up for it and be perfect moving forward. The fog is all about keeping you from who you're truly meant to be. Fog fuels you to stay on the hamster wheel of making someone else's dreams come true, while each day you get older, weaker, and closer to death while allowing someone else's happiness. You just get the crumbs, and you get to do TV, substances, eat too much food, stay in bad relationships, and have the illusion of building a career. What's the alternative? Surely we can't just sit around all day. Although that's not what I teach in this book. Sitting around actually isn't the worst thing you could do. Perhaps maybe one day you'll do it yourself. As someone who has done many multi-day meditation retreats, I'll tell you what happens when you sit around all day. You realize that all the issues in your life keeping you from happiness are coming from one very powerful force: you. The good news is that you can do something about your life. And even better, you don't have to do it alone. That's why I wrote this book, so that you can have a guide on how you can have the life you want to live, and you don't have to do it alone. I can step you through it, and we can do this together. So thank you for having this first public debut reading of Engineered to Love. Now let's hear another testimonial from someone that I talk a lot about in the book. He's actually one of the few people that I mentioned by name. It's my longtime high school friend, Ed. So let's hear from Ed.
My name is Ed, and I currently reside in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, I've been friends with Justin for decades. In fact, we've been friends since before high school. What most surprised me about this book was how open and honest Justin is in the book. Having seen many of these situations firsthand, I can tell you that they are all true. Now, while this book is full of many useful tools, I'll tell you that my favorite is the letter to my future self. I can only hope that it'll be as impactful to you as it was for me.
Feeling overwhelmed by the daily grind? Imagine if you could pause, reset, and truly connect with a calmer, more fulfilled you. It's not just a dream, it's absolutely possible. Hi, I'm Justin, and I invite you to discover the life-changing techniques in my book, Engineered to Love. Right now, I'm offering a free chapter complete with guided audios that have already helped so many people find peace amidst the chaos. These aren't just any techniques. They're transformative practices designed to help you love yourself and engage deeply with the present moment, without even having to close your eyes to the world around you. So join us at engineeredtolove.com/sample and access your free guided session. It's time to bust the busyness and embrace the joy, ease, and love in your everyday life. Don't wait. Start your journey to a more relaxed and recharged you today, because you deserve to live a life you love. Visit engineeredtolove.com/sample. See you there. So now I'd like to welcome to the show, to the program, my good friend Abe. He's author of Shake the Cosmos, which you can also get on Amazon. He's a coach, he's a yoga teacher, and he's also a real estate expert. So welcome my good friend Abe, who's now going to interview me.
Awesome. Hey, nice to see you, man. It's kicking butt over here.
We're making it happen.
We're making it happen. That's right. I said butt. didn't swear yet. So, let's just dive right into it.
Let's go.
I've got your book here, and from what I'm listening on the live stream, there's already people that have purchased it. There's people on YouTube. There's people on Facebook. I'm also seeing some questions come in. So if you're watching right now, keep the questions coming. In a few minutes, I will be going over them with you as well. But, I've got some questions for you, too.
All right.
So let's just jump into it. We'll start with the challenging one. So writing a book, right? So when you were writing it, what were some of the challenging aspects of writing this book here, Engineered in Love? And maybe you can share a story with us.
Yeah, so this is probably one of the most challenging things I've done in my life, and I've been divorced and gotten a Ph.D. I see why most people never finish a book or get it published. There's challenges. One of the biggest challenges came up about 2 weeks before I was going to get in my manuscript for the copy edit phase, which is when it's got to be pretty much close to a done book. So I still do work at full-time tech job. And at this period, I got asked like, hey, a woman needs to go on leave. Can you cover for her? And I was like, oh shit, am I going to have to like grind it out and lose sleep so that I can get the book done and do this coverage? And I was like, that's not the message of the book. I want to be able to, do this with ease. And I want to cover for somebody because I've gone on leave myself. And so I think it's really important that we step in and we support each other when we need it. So I was like, well, what can I do? So I asked my manager, like, hey, is there somebody that could help me out on this that could benefit from my experience? And they were like, yeah, absolutely. We have a new engineer. Let's have them work with you. And they were phenomenal. So they helped support me. And then just things fell into place. There would be like times where I'm like, oh, there's so many meetings. How am I going to be able to get my work done and then work on the book later? And magically these meetings would just get canceled. Something that was like, oh, am I going to be able to live the message of the book? Turned out to be a prime example of like, when you go and you can ask for help and you trust and you're going to be like, it's important for me how I do this, not just that I do it, that things will come to support you. People will support you. So it was a challenge, but it was one I was able to confront with ease, joy, and love, which is what the book's all about.
Ease, joy, and love. And I appreciate this example too. I feel like a lot of people can relate because people have jobs and new things come up, and appreciate your example. And, I feel like the engineer to love, there's so many different tools in here, and how you applied this to your own life and maybe what tools do you use? Can you give us an example of something?
Yeah. So most of these tools, like, we started with the box breathing. You can do that anytime. Another one that I use often is this, I love myself guided. Well, when I just do it myself, I'm guiding myself, but when I guide others, it's guided to them. But see, I love myself meditation, which is so simple, yet so powerful because it really just helps to one, it means we're not thinking what we're usually thinking, which is usually not helpful thoughts like, oh my gosh, this is so hard, or why is this going to mess up, or what's going to happen to me? So it's one, we're not having those thoughts. And then the second thing is we're loving ourselves, which when, you love your parents, right?
That's right. Yeah.
And you wouldn't do anything to harm them. You treat them really well.
Definitely. I mean, yeah, exactly.
I've seen it. It's beautiful because we don't treat people that we love in bad ways. And often we don't remember how much we love ourselves. And so that's why we do these things that don't, serve us well. Like we don't eat what we want. We maybe spend time with people we don't actually like to spend time with. And so let's just do it right now. It's really simple. So again, you keep your eyes open or closed. And this is something that I do while driving or if I'm stressed out in a meeting. So just simply on an inhale, think to yourself, I love myself. And then as you exhale, just let go whatever is meant to let go. And then when you inhale, I love myself. And then as you exhale, you can even say, I accept myself. Just accept whatever has arisen. And then inhaling, I love myself. And exhale, I accept myself. And you can just do that a few times, whenever you think about it. It can be great as a few minute practice. You can just let it go. Abe, how are you feeling?
Oh man, I feel like I love myself even more. This is great. I almost didn't want to stop.
I know. It's we're doing a show. Otherwise, we probably could just do that
I could keep going.
Yeah.
And that was just so easy too, where, everybody breathes. So yeah. I was able, just attaching those words was so easy for me.
Yeah. It just brings us to the here and now and then reminds us of a truth that we do love ourselves because our body is beating, our heart, our lungs are breathing. We ultimately, it's a fundamental truth that our mind forgets and it helps us remember.
Wow. So you've got this and many others in Engineer to Love, which is, if you're watching right now, there's links in the chat or comments, and let us know when you're buying. So we'll do a shout out or something. And if you have questions as well. Anything else you would add?
There's lots of great tools that, a lot of the testimonials have already mentioned, like this letter to your future self is just, most goal settings, it's hard work and usually doesn't pay off as much as you'd like, and it's being disappointment. This exercise is just, it's so easy and it's almost like magic, but there's scientific reasons of why it does what it does. But again, like what matters is, does it work for you? It's worked for everyone that I've taught it to so far. So it probably worked for you. So thanks.
Thanks for sharing this tool with me. And yeah, I guess off to a testimonial.
Yeah, we got a testimonial from my good friend Neda.
Hey guys, my name is Neda, and I am friends with Dr. Justin Wang for the last 10 years. We met each other at Michael Bernoff's mentorship events, and it's been a long, beautiful journey of friendship since then. So I was so happy to be one of the first people who got to read and review his book. And I was honestly so surprised, despite being friends with him for 10 years, how raw and vulnerable and open he was about experiences and memories that even I never knew about. And I chose to read the chapter in this book about his mother. I believe it's chapter 7. And I was shocked at all that he described in there, his experience, what he thought, what she lived her life as. And I realized that when we live the life that we should, you can have a lot more regrets than if you live the life that you could. And we're not designed or engineered by nature to be busy or to do the things that other people tell us that we should be doing in our lives and how we should behave or how we should think or feel or act. And it was just a phenomenal reminder that his mom maybe never got to live the life that she could have. She lived the life that she should, or that she thought so at least. So very glad that Justin wrote this book. Lots of easy, digestible, simple lessons in there that have a huge impact on you and your life. And go have a read. It's a very, very good book.
Yeah, thanks so much, Nida. Do appreciate that. I've known her for, like 9 or 10 years. And so the fact that she was surprised with things was very awesome. So I think we have some questions or comments from you, the viewer, the watcher. So this is where we get to hear, what's going on, what you want to know from me. So what do we got?
Yeah, thanks to Leanne for sending these over. These are coming from LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. And while I'm talking, if you have more questions, feel free to send them out. But I'm going to start asking you some questions.
All right.
So let's start with just, we were doing a meditation and these tools, and sometimes they require visualizations.
Yeah.
And what if some people struggle with that? What might be something they can do?
Well, one of the things that I think is really helpful is I don't consider myself the most visual person either. I'm like highly kinesthetic, touchy-feely, and more auditory. And so I like to sometimes just use the term like imagination or you can even just imagine, what you would hear or what you would feel. And that's actually as powerful, if not more powerful than the quote unquote visual. So visualization, just replace that with imagine or dream. Just, however you would like it to be, however you want it to be. It works great. Yeah.
Wow. And in terms of another question that came up is, can this help me move beyond trauma and begin a new business?
So this can definitely, I'm not going to say it's going to cure trauma, because that can be a whole wide range of things. And so, you might want to go meet with an expert for whatever your particular situation is. But what I would say is that this book is going to maybe get you the tools and the motivation so that you can maybe finally go find that person that you're meant to work with to deal with that trauma, or, make the first step towards that business. Because a lot of times that's where we're lacking, is just taking even that smallest first step to get the help or to do the resource and move forward. So I'm not going to say it's going to completely cure trauma, because that could take years, or it just takes the right expert, but it can help you take those first steps. Absolutely.
Wow. And I feel like, these tools and Engineer to Love, they're just kind of working together towards that. And one last question that has come up just now is, earlier, I think there was information shared about writing to future self.
Yeah.
How does that work? Maybe if you could just help us understand that a little bit.
You're going to make me give away everything. It really is explained in a really simple way in the book, but the high level is basically, if you're going to try to solve your problems from where you are today, you're just likely to have today's problems tomorrow. The whole idea of it is to get over where you are today and get into that future that you want to be living in, and be imagining how did you get there? Because it's so easy to create, each and every day because we lived it yesterday. But what if we really went 5 years from now and was like, oh my gosh, like I have the body that I want. I have the people in my life. I'm doing the job. And how do I feel? What do people say to me? Like, what am I saying? And then looking back, like, well, how did I get there from 5 years ago? And filling it in that way instead of, because that is just like, well, it was so obvious. Like, if you're looking back at what happened in 2018, you definitely know how you got to here in 2023. And so you can do the same thing playing around with like from looking at 2028. The most challenging part of it is what do you actually want to be doing in 2028? And there's an exercise in the book that helps you actually figure out what the hell it is you actually want to be doing. So good question.
Yeah. Do we have time for another one here?
All right. We can do one more. One more.
Well, they're coming fast, but I know you have your website as well in case we don't get your question. JustinWenk.com. They can get in touch with you through that website, or
that, or engineeredtolove.com.
Okay,
well.
Engineered to Love.
And also, in the comment, if you're on LinkedIn, YouTube, wherever, you can reach me there. So do make sure you're liking, subscribing, doing all that fun stuff that helps get the word out. It's much appreciated.
Yeah, totally. And here we go. So we just sold, looks like another copy just got sold. So just want to, the second that you say, it seems like people are buying, and that's great that the tools are getting out in the world and more people can benefit. Maybe they can start a new business. So what about the breath? Earlier you were, walking me through the I love myself meditation. Mm-hmm. How powerful is breath really? Yeah.
I mean, a lot of, because it's like I have a very, academic background in science, and often people think like, well, if it's not complicated, then it's not good. Yet I've found that the complete opposite to be true. Usually the more simple, the more powerful. And what's more simple than the breath that's with us every single moment that we're alive? And when we check in with it, we're checking in with all the possibility that's available now, that our body can bring, that our breath can bring, that our mind can bring, that anything possibly even beyond what we're able to sense can bring. And so just anything that allows you to connect with that breath allows you to connect with that innate power that you have. You always have it. Just you've kind of been lied to that you don't, that you have to do things, all these other complicated stuff and work hard and you'll get there. You just need the right credential. Like that serves somebody else that probably isn't actually serving you. It doesn't mean that you're not going to end up doing a lot of stuff. I do a lot of stuff, just I do it with joy, ease, and love. And I get to enjoy it with some great people now. And it hasn't always been that way. If you read the book, you heard the intro, it's not always been that way. But by getting more in touch with the breath and our true selves, oh man, magic happens.
Magic happens. Well, if you want magic happens in your life, you've got Engineered to Love. It's available, and you can find the link and purchase your copy. I think we're going to hold off on the rest of the questions for now.
Yeah, I've got a few more things because I know people want to get to the book if they've already purchased it. And if not, maybe they're waiting for this to end so they can go buy it. So thanks so much, Abe. Do appreciate it. Let's give Abe a big round of applause.
Thanks for having me.
Yay. And we got one more testimonial from a friend I've just made recently. So let's hear this one.
Hi, my name is Pankaj Tibrowal. I live in Palo Alto, California. I met Justin just a few weeks ago, but it seems like I've known him forever. What surprised me most about Engineered to Love is how practical it is, how useful it is on a day-to-day basis. One particular exercise that really helped me is realizing how much I already have. We are all always thinking about ways to improve our lives and get what we don't have. That at times we forget how much we already have. So just going through that exercise made me feel happier, made me feel more content with my life. So thank you for that, Justin.
Brings up another one of the great tools, which is it's effectively an ultimate life resume where you don't just focus on, well, what have you done in your career? It's what have you done as far as like personal hobbies? What have you done in making relationships? What have you done in experiencing life? Like, I've been divorced. I've owned a home. Like all of these things are very important things that make us who we are. And if things are going to go well or going to go poorly, they give us, strength to draw upon. And the more that we know that, the easier it is to do something brand new, or we can just feel really fucking good about who we are as a person and just enjoy that and bring that spirit, bring that good feeling to those around us. Like how awesome is that? So We are getting close to the end, so I want to talk about some of the bonuses that are available. Like the first bonus is the book is only 99 cents worldwide. So all of the Amazon stores that carry Kindle, you can get it for 99 cents or the local equivalent. That's only through the launch weekend. So Sunday, midnight Pacific time, the price goes up to the normal price. I think it's like $5 or something like that. So you might as well get it. The paperback is also at a phenomenal deal. So if you do like, to feel something, hold something, you want to be able to write it, you can get it for just like $9.95. What's more is that you also get a lot of resources included. So there's guided audios, there's worksheets that, once you have the book, it'll tell you where to go. You can get access. And where you have access to that, you can also find ways to do coaching with me, connect with me one-on-one, contact me, things like that. So that's included. Other cool things is if you buy the book this weekend, there's an opportunity to get a free group coaching session with me. All you got to do is go to engineeredtolove.com, and there's a little place where you give me your email, and it'll give you instructions on how to show that you bought it during this launch weekend, and then you'll get the details on how to get the free coaching session with me. Also, there's a way that if you're on my VIP list, I'm going to be asking for interviews. I just had the interviews. I have interviews on my brain. Amazon reviews, not interviews, Amazon reviews. And it's a way to get a free paperback copy. So if you're like, I don't even want to pay for it, I want it for free, you do a little review, let people know what you thought. It helps me know what you thought, and helps the world know if this is good, got some value. Yeah, so if you're one of the VIPs, be checking your email coming out. I think it comes out in a couple hours sometime. There's a lot going on. So that's the cool stuff happening. What else? Thank yous. There's so many people to thank. So I do want to thank my publisher, Inspirational Book Writers, especially Dave and Davina, for all the support getting this. There's a lot of work that goes into getting a book from the ideas to written to published and all this ready to go. So thank you to the whole team at IBW. And I also want to make sure to thank Leanne working behind the scenes in the chats so that you guys can easily know where to go and get in the questions and the comments to Abe here. You can work with Leanne. She's a phenomenal, intuitive coach, just amazing. IgniteYouGlobal.com is how you can work with her. Jared's been helping with the audio and the visuals. Fabulous job, just like coming in and nailing it. And we've been working through things. This is great. We've never done anything like this before, and I think we've been fantastic. So thank you, Jared. And Sarah Thrafall's been doing some pictures and monitoring the time, and there's been a lot of stuff going on, and she's just been taking care of it. So thank you so much, Sarah. And I definitely want to thank Abe for coming to interview me. He's a coach, he's a yoga teacher, real estate expert, and he's also an author himself, Shake the Cosmos. You can find that book. It's also got some phenomenal tools in there as well. And lastly, I want to thank you guys for being here and showing up, for buying the book, or being open to this message, this wild message of not just being successful, but also enjoying your life, learning to love it. So thank you for being here. Thank you for spreading the word to others. Make sure to share it to your family, friends, your network. Share those links. It's available worldwide. So if you've already bought the book, tell other people to buy the book. They might be more enjoyable to work with after they read the book. We got one more testimonial from another good friend, associate. Her name's Carrie. So let's see what Carrie has to say.
My name is Carrie Norley, otherwise known as the Wealth Alchemist. I currently live in Denver, Colorado. And I met Justin through book writing. In our book writing groups, we wrote together. And this book, I have watched him birth it, and I have also had the pleasure of being able to read it. And it is so beautifully done with some gorgeous and amazing stories that will help you really resonate and be able to connect in with what's going on probably in your life. And through that, he then gives you these phenomenal tools. And I can tell you, as a creator and a content creator and author and transformation person myself, these tools are profound. Should you actually take them and use them and put them into your life and implement, change will happen for you. And so I'm so excited that you are looking at this book. I highly recommend that you get your hands on it, and don't just get your hands on it, but go read it and implement what he says. And go and enjoy the changes and the most beautiful transformation that you go and create in your life.
Implementing, taking something, doing something with it. And I've put a lot of joyful work into making sure that the exercises in here allow you to get change in the easiest, fastest way that's actually going to last. So thank you for being this. We've had quite the adventure, haven't we, of getting this launched. I mean, started with, we had a reading, told you we had so many testimonials of people who have read the book and what they like most about it. And you had a chance to buy the book already. And if not, I'd encourage you to buy it now. And yeah, I've gotten to be interviewed. I've gotten to hear some of your questions and answer them. So I'm looking forward to continuing the conversation through the social medias. So, make sure it's Justin Wink, Ph.D. on pretty much all the things. So I'll be doing my best to, connect with you. And yeah, we're about done. We got some food delivered. We're going to be celebrating here in person in Pacifica. We have a beautiful ocean view right next to this fireplace. It's a little drizzly, but the sun will come out tomorrow. The sun will come out tomorrow. With that, I'd like to thank you and thank everybody here. Let's all give ourselves a round of applause. Thanks for getting the book. Thanks for sharing with a friend. And I can't wait to hear how much you enjoy it. So thank you and good day.